Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of X Malice. Let's see if we can finally catch up to where I left off in the fan translation from Mooney that I had read before, so I can start reading events that I haven't read yet. Obviously, we're at the detective agency, and we're talking about examining the collar. So, you can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
Too late. 10 seconds was up a while ago.
Well, you could have given me warning, you know.
Wow, man, you've never waited for anyone. A life is on the line, after all. Please, Sasazaka. Got it.
While Sasazaka was fiddling with his computer, I couldn't move a millimeter. Would the final sting of pain come? Will the collar miraculously fall free? No, I wouldn't expect either. With a grunt, Sasazaka stopped typing, and the clacking of the keyboard ceased.
Well, I got the gist of it. Oh, a complete failure, eh? It must be pretty sophisticated if you couldn't deal with it, Sasazaka. Seriously, man? Takeru, didn't you get any info at all? Shut up. I said I got the gist of it.
So which is it?
Sasazaka speaks vaguely when he's frustrated. It's advanced. I could penetrate the security if I was prepared to break it, but she'll die if I do. Well, learning that its security is impervious to you is a different type of success, yes? He does have a point. One more thing. It doesn't have a camera. Oh, that's great intel! As expected from the genius hacker Takeru-kun. I'll post what you have on your PC. Please don't do that! Anything but that!
I think they changed it. I feel like Mooney's translation was better on these and a little bit funnier, because I think it was something like he would post his porn. Like show people what his porn was or something like that. I don't get all of it, but the collar didn't react to whatever he tried. I wouldn't die from anything he did. I could take some relief in that at least. Still, even a programmer as skilled as Sasazaka was unable to glean any valuable information. So it won't come off easily. No need to be so disappointed. The collar's connected to X-Day, so it should lead us to other clues down the road. I nodded in response to Yanagi's concern. Hey, give me your phone. I didn't notice Sasazaka had gotten so close, and I jumped at hearing his voice so near. Huh? My phone? Yes, you. Your phone. Hurry up. Why? Oh, don't question it, just do it. Oh, I suggest you do as he says. Sasazaka is nearly at the limits of his patience. In confusion, I looked pleadingly to Yanagi, and he just nodded in resignation. You were put to sleep at Shinjuku Garden. During that time, they might have bugged you. I quickly took out my phone. Sasazaka immediately snatched it away. Hey! Can't you understand anything unless people spell it all out for you? Pain in the ass. With that, he took my phone and went back to his desk. I may be a little on the slow side, but none of these people tell me anything. Especially Sasazaka. But the others obviously knew what he wanted, so I probably just wasn't following him. I stifled my protest and sat back quietly, watching Sasazaka go to work. This thing's security is riddled with holes. Fix it then. With that brief comment, Sasazaka tossed my phone back to me. I looked at the screen and saw that a sketchy-looking app had been installed on my phone. I didn't know what he did, but he blocked the phone tap they were using for interception, I think. Even when you aren't unconscious, people still have ways of spying on you. Pay more attention. He was correct, but he was being such an ass that I couldn't just accept what he said. Yeah, you could be nice about it. Sasazaka's people skills need some work, but his skills are sound. Just let it slide. Yanagi's words did nothing to reassure me. I only felt more uneasy around this group. I'll go back to investigating the August case. Even the perps are asking us to. Is everybody here investigating the X-Day incidents? But how?
God, just shut up already. Use your brain for once, you stupid cat.
What the hell was that for?
When your emotions run high, you really do resemble a cat with its fur on end. Is that what we're calling her now?
They're not listening to me at all. I am now Bakaneko. To investigate the case on their own, they all must have considerable skills. But I didn't feel any concern for me, or any sense of cooperation from them. Maybe it's just because they suspect me, but I really just want to know what's happening. When I shot a pleading look to Yanagi, he sighed.
Each of us are investigating different cases. Each of them are X-Day cases. I'm researching the incidents as a whole. Enomoto is on April and May. Sasazaka is on August, as you mentioned. And Shiraishi is on September and October.
September and October? I thought the September suspect died. And nothing actually happened in October, did it?
Do you really think that nothing happened in October, despite all their talk of a countdown? There's something off about that.
There were suspicions about that very thing, even at the station. A countdown video was issued for October, but no relevant incidents had been reported. But you have to work on cases that you've been assigned by the police department, don't you?
Oh, I do my job. I do all the work I'm given, that is. Out here, there's no red tape, so I'm free to investigate whatever I want.
Are you really allowed to do that as a police employee?
Didn't I tell you? I'm not a police employee here. I'm one of Yanagi's precious team members. Stop saying precious, it's creepy. Come on now, don't be a stranger.
I don't understand what's happening here. I had many more questions, but I felt like I wouldn't get any from Shiraishi. He would definitely just give me some kind of flippant response or spout sophisms. Anyway, I must solve the problem I've been given. To sum up everything I learned so far, the culprits who attacked me were undoubtedly related to X-Day. Those criminals were aware that Yanagi's group of ex-officers was investigating X-Day. On top of that, they were pushed into a course of action that possibly led me to join them. The criminals claimed that this group that was investigating the case had the same ideals as the criminals. But still, that doesn't explain Shiraishi, who's still employed by the police. He said that he discovered the first letter and took it to Yanagi. I couldn't imagine that he just did that of his own volition. It would have been easy for Shiraishi to plant the letter in his office. Shiraishi burst into laughter when he saw me looking at him with narrowed eyes, reading my mind again.
You're really easy to read. Are you suspecting me now?
Guilty as charged. Well, that's what I get for trying to hide it. Might as well. I was a little scared, but I screwed up my courage and just said what I was thinking. Shiraishi, you're obviously taking an awful lot of pleasure in my reactions. Why wouldn't I be suspicious of you?
Very true. And if I was with the criminals, you might have forced me to hit this trigger I was hiding to kill you right now.
I saw Shiraishi's eyes narrow, and I instinctively flinched.
Stop teasing her, Shiraishi. Hoshino isn't a toy for you to play with.
Apparently, he disagrees.
Well, you say that, but she's just so much fun to scare.
He's just screwing with me. I was done letting this jerk rile me up. Oh, I don't think so. I think he's gonna rile you up plenty more in this game. I shot a hostile glance toward Yanagi, who spoke very deliberately.
This is all we can tell you for now. We'll investigate all the incidents. What are you going to do?
Everyone turned to look at me. In order to remove the collar, the best course seems to be discovering the truth behind X-Day. And we can't even tell the police. What can I possibly contribute to the investigation of this difficult case? Adding to my burden of self-doubt, the men gathered before me had all been researching the X-Day cases from the start. It was like a well-organized production.
We can't rule out the possibility that the criminal will contact you again. You shouldn't travel alone, if possible.
Yanagi's sentence was immediately interrupted by the window abruptly opening. Kay!
Oh, a guest? How unusual.
Huh? What the? This is the 5th floor. How did he get in here? Who is that?
Not again! Trespassing is illegal, you know.
In my surprise, I hastily hid my collar, but this seems to be a familiar occurrence to the others. They didn't react much. Huh?
Sorry for surprising you like that.
I gasped when I saw what the man who had climbed into the room was wearing. He's wearing police and SP badges. Is this man part of your team? In response to my question, everyone else in the room made complicated expressions. Oh, that's a mixed response.
If you guys have guests, should I come back later? I'd appreciate that. Also, and I tell you this every time, use the door if you're coming over. But sometimes it's closed and I can't always get in.
I think that means something.
Anyway, just go home today.
Okay. He smiled and used the door to exit the premises instead of the window. Like a good boy.
Every time. You gotta admit that guy's sharp. That guy's too much of a ghost. I wonder if he's even actually left.
While Sasasuka left the room to check, Yanagi spoke.
That guy works for the Security Police Division at HQ. He's covering us while we investigate. His name's Kei Okazaki.
Huh? Covering you? The police are giving you protection while you freelance?
Well, that's what Okazaki claims. But who can really know if what he's saying is the truth?
What, nobody else has talked to them about this?
As for why an SP officer has been attached to us, we don't know what the police's intentions are.
I see. HQ Security Police Division, or SP for short. Normally, their job was to protect VIPs and endangered individuals. Do the police have a reason to protect them?
Since we have no idea what the police's intentions are, we can't let Kei Okazaki know about you. If he learns about the collar, it'll be bad. The criminals told us not to tell the police, so we can't complicate things by telling him.
Okay. He didn't seem that sharp to me, but you can't judge a book by its cover. Entering by the window was pretty suspicious. One can never be too cautious.
Anyway, you have an answer to my question.
Oh, I want to get this collar off immediately. We need to investigate X-Day to do that. Since I couldn't report to the police, it was obviously better to have assistance. Still, can I really trust this lot? Was it really the right call to collude with them, despite being a police officer? Honestly, I was hesitant. Could I have a little time to think about it?
All right. It would be unreasonable for me to press you for a decision now, given the situation. You might be a bit hesitant to work with us, having just met us. I don't want to let you die. I'm not a policeman anymore, but I didn't just abandon the ideals I had when I was.
There was a strong fire in Yanagi's eyes, and it drew me in. Maybe I had a good impression of him since he was the first to help me when I had been poisoned. I want to trust him after all. Thank you. A lot has happened, so I feel really confused, but I'll collect myself and think about it.
Okay. So, for now, we need to be able to contact you somehow, right?
Right. In case I needed to contact anybody, I exchanged phone numbers with everyone. Well then, I'll be back at night. I thought he said I shouldn't be alone. Squinting at the rays of the morning sun, I left the detective office.
Hey.
I turned around to see Sasasuka there. What is it?
What are you hesitating for?
Huh?
You asked for time to think about joining us. Is there some reason you won't accept us?
'Cause you're a dick?
Whatever Yanagi might say, and whatever reason you have, it doesn't change the fact that you're a big lead on the X-Day cases. At the very least, I won't be letting you waltz off.
What's that supposed to mean?
Even fools have their uses. That's what I'm saying. Don't you get that?
Sasasuka's eyes narrowed in irritation, and then suddenly, he yanked my muffler hard. Hey!
Shut up.
Sasasuka was glowering at me. He stared at me with what looked like hatred. A chill ran down my spine and I froze.
Don't think everyone will sympathize with you just because your little life is in danger.
It was a shocking statement. Yanagi, on the other hand, had said that he didn't want me to die. The moment of safety I felt had vanished. I realized that even for a moment, I had allowed myself to think that I was in a sympathetic environment. But he's different. I could be killed at any moment. Did he really not care at all?
Whether you're cognizant of it or not, the fact of the matter is that Adonis has placed some value in your life. As if I would waste a card like that. I don't know what they're scheming, but they told us to get the truth. Have you forgotten already what the voice said? They'll be watching us through your collar. I'm only working to solve this case. If I need you to do it, then there's no way in hell I'll let you get away.
That's... I replied in a voice cracking with fear. It's too hard for me to tell with the Japanese guide. But hopefully if I do get this wrong, I'll have a couple more chances to actually get on Mineo's route, because that's who I'm going for, obviously. I'm going for Mineo. I need Eye Patch Guy. You don't care if I die? Do you even care if I die? Overcome with emotion, I blurted out an indignant question. Sasazaka rolled his eyes.
Idiot. You're hopeless.
With that, he let me go.
I don't even feel like answering that. If that's what you think, then so be it. Shut it, you stupid cat. I don't have the patience to gently explain the situation to someone as dense as you.
Sasazaka expertly looked at me again and sighed in disgust.
Listen, running away from us is not really an option you have right now. You can either shut up and help us, or let me watch out for you and use you to help us. Pick whichever option suits you. But those are your only options, get it?
Under Sasazaka's ice-cold glare, I finally nodded.
Stupid cat. Don't forget what I just told you.
Leaving me with that, Sasazaka went back inside without a second glance. Yeah, I think he was kind of pissed off with that question, so I think that was the right decision. I hope. Feeling like a fugitive, I checked behind me once I reached the intersection. I saw him go back inside, so I knew he wouldn't come after me, but still, I want to hurry up and get home. I was staring at the red light when I was suddenly tapped on the shoulder. Huh? I jumped in surprise and spun around.
Oh, sorry. You were just in that detective agency, right?
The SP guy! Not knowing why he'd approached me, I nodded cautiously. Smelling so pretty. That's right. I had a request for them. It was a detective agency, so I thought that would be a good bluff, but his eyes went wide.
Huh? They got a job?
Yes.
How strange. I'd heard that they were generally not getting any work at all.
Wait, really? Alarmed by this sudden twist, I thought back to what Yanagi said.
That guy works in the Security Police Division HQ. He's covering us while we investigate. His name's Kei Okazaki. As for why an SP officer has been attached to us, we don't know what the police's intentions are.
I knew that Yanagi was independently pursuing the X-Day cases. In other words, this man knew the detective agency was just a front. Regretting such an obvious lie, I scrambled desperately for cover. They made an exception for me. I had nowhere else to run, so I begged them, and they took on my job. What a terrible excuse.
You begged them?
Yes, I needed their help. I had no choice.
Wow, sounds like you're in quite a bind.
He gave me a look of pity. I'm sure I would do the same in his position. The signal changed, so I'll be off now. Goodbye. I tried to leave as quickly as possible.
Wait a moment. It's dangerous to go alone. Please allow me to accompany you home.
He tugged on my sleeve and smiled. This is bad. I'll be fine. It's right around the corner.
It's no trouble at all. No need to be polite. Come on, let's go.
Okazaki took my hand and started walking. He's pushier than I expected. What should I do? Enjoy the company of a really hot guy?
Ah, I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Kei Okazaki. I know. Of course I didn't say that out loud. Because of my own circumstances, I end up at the office a lot. I know that too. After another mental comeback, I took some time to consider my next move. I'm glad my holster's concealed under my coat. If not, he'd know that I was a cop. No matter how many times I said I was fine, he wouldn't listen, and now we neared my home. I didn't prompt the subject, but he'd been talking about the detective agency the entire time we'd been walking. Hey, relax. All those guys are great at their jobs, so I'm sure they'll succeed at the job you have for them. I see. Well, they were police, so that makes sense. They're serious and principled people. I'm sure you'll see once you get to know them. Okazaki's gentle smile made me a little curious about why he was assigned by the police to protect the group. It's right here. If I just picked a different apartment to lose him, he'd follow and know I was lying. With that in mind, I thought I'd just head directly to my place. Okay, see you around. See you around? I wanted as little to do with him as possible, but if he was protecting Yanagi's group, I'd run into him again if I went there. Wait a second. The letters from the criminals. He could have planted them, right? He works for the police, so he could have slipped in the first letter with the files. He comes in through the window, so he could have left the second letter in the office. Well, bye. Yes. Thank you very much for your help. That would be too obvious. It can't be that easy. You can't solve the case that fast and that easy. And don't you think the other guys would have thought of that by now, too? I stared at his back as he walked away. Okazaki, he spoke as if he knew quite a bit about Yanagi's group. They're the people he's protecting, so that's perfectly natural, but only a certain caliber of person worked in SP. There should be many other people in this town worth protecting in a city this dangerous. Yet, he was watching Yanagi's group. Something's definitely off. The longer I thought about it, the more I felt like I couldn't trust him. To begin with, the first letter indicated that a criminal was in the station, or that there was a traitor in the ranks. But why me? Even more questions now filled my head.
She is one of our sympathizers, and a woman with the potential to inherit our will, so treat her with courtesy.
A sympathizer? Though Yanagi's group and Okazaki were linked, I had no idea who the term applied to. I couldn't think of anyone who'd sympathize with the perpetrators of the X-Day murders. Who put this collar on me? What do they want? I don't know anything. Collar has been added to materials. When I got home, I sat down on my bed to think instead of changing my clothes. What should I do now? My thoughts traveled a maze of twisty passages, all alike. Oh, there you are. Kazuki Hoshino. That's my little brother, 18 years old. Kazuki. My brother Kazuki came into the living room. The clock read 7 a.m. It was about time for him to wake up. Is it just me, or does his outfit look dirty? Morning. Sorry I didn't make breakfast. Oh, it's okay. I don't want any. Are you staying home today? Nope. I'll rest a bit and then head into work. I'm busy this evening, so I think I'll be home late. Fine. With that, Kazuki left the room. Well, that wasn't much of a conversation. I guess we're not very loving siblings. Normally, I'd say I'll make breakfast now, and then force him to eat it. But honestly, I didn't have the strength now. Force him to eat it? Cram it down his throat. Frankly, I had my hands full. No time for force feeding today. Sorry, Kazuki. I need to get some sleep. Macaroon pillows? I wasn't in the mood to do anything, so I plopped on my bed and closed my eyes. But slumber didn't take me. In the end, I didn't sleep a wink, and it was time for work. Time for caffeine. December 6th, 5 p.m. I came to work tired, so I made a lot of careless mistakes. Mochida sent me home early, so I groggily made my way to the train station. I still have time left to burn before I'm supposed to meet Saiki.
You should cancel Saiki and rest because you're totally sleep deprived. This isn't why Mochida sent you home. So you could party. I wonder if there's anywhere near the pub where I can kill time. Hey there. Ugh, man, today was horrible. I caused a lot of trouble for Mochida too. Oh, you didn't hear me. Hey, you. Today I should go over to Yanagi's office and decide what I'm... Boo. Gah! Hey, you finally noticed me. I've been calling you for a while now. Okazaki? Sorry, I was deep in thought. We parted ways this morning. I didn't expect to run into him here again. They were serious about him being ghostly. No, you just weren't paying attention that time. He was even trying to talk to you. Hey, can we talk in the park over there? Huh? Talk? I wasn't thinking quickly enough for this. We both work for the police, so I don't want to let anything slip. I'll just have to apologize and turn him... Okay, let's go. What? You don't want to? I have plans already. Not even for a minute? He looked at me like an abandoned puppy dog, and my reluctance faded. Who can stand against that? No, it's fine. Great to hear. Then, away we go. He casually swept up my hand, and I knew that I was trapped now. This park used to be bustling with children playing. Any person who was younger than 20 was now escorted by an adult guardian until they got home. Nobody knew when something might happen, so most people kept their children at home. That's why the park was so empty. Let's sit here. Okay. What are we going to talk about anyway? We were sitting on a bench, but Okazaki didn't seem like he was going to say anything. I just sat quietly and sadly looked at the abandoned park. I felt pressure on my shoulder, and I saw... Aww. Well, at least we don't have to worry about talking and accidentally saying the wrong thing. Huh? He's sleeping? Huh. You gotta be kidding me. He's not just faking? Did you bring me here just to be a pillow? I watched him for a bit, and he really did seem to be asleep. He just instantly fell asleep in public. Was this guy really an SP officer? Now what? I can't move. Having said that, I couldn't bring myself to wake Okazaki, who was sleeping so soundly. I'd heard that SP work was really tough. Maybe he doesn't get enough sleep. Just a little while then. And a little longer? I was sure he'd wake up in a bit. Thinking that, I stayed still. Okazaki showed no signs of waking up at all. It's already been half an hour, and it's getting really hard to hold this position. I kind of feel bad, but I'm waking him up. Okazaki? Still snoring. Please, wake up. The sun's already going down. Hey, I got stuff to do, man. Okazaki! Oh. Huh? Is it morning already? At last, Okazaki sleepily opened his eyes. No, it's evening. Oh, that face. Oh, that's right. I remember now. I was speaking with you. For some reason, Okazaki still didn't get off my shoulder. Do you really mind? I know I wouldn't. Then he gently laughed. Well, I'm glad to see that you weren't a bad person after all. Huh? I was able to relax and fall asleep. His tone seemed to be genuinely warm and friendly. I'm not sure I get it, but I think he's genuinely thanking me. I'm glad you were able to get some rest, Okazaki. Thanks. You're a nice girl. You said you had something to discuss. Discuss? Oh, that's right. What's your name? I didn't want to associate with him, if possible, so I shouldn't give him my name. But I thought it would be even more suspicious if I didn't give him my name. I remember this morning Takeru called you stupid cat. Huh? This morning? Yes, when he was choking you. Back then, he was there? And he didn't do anything about it. It wouldn't be strange for him to be watching the area around the office, but I didn't even notice him. Is Cat your name? That's kind of unusual. Something like that. I see. So, should I call you Cat? Sure, that's... Okay, then I'll call you that from now on. A cat has such a cute ring to it. This conversation has taken a weird turn. I guess I can just consider it a nickname. Besides, you seem like too nice a person to be a liar. Oh, really? Now I just feel bad. I knew it. Ugh, he might have realized that Cat isn't actually my name. I felt terrible lying to a fellow officer, but the criminals would be listening too. If I tell him what's going on, it might endanger both of us. Thinking, I gripped my hands tightly. And there we'll leave off the video, because I gotta stop it at some point. Hopefully somebody will have a comprehensive walkthrough for Mineo soon. But at the moment tonight, I want to actually record one per episode, so I can work on it tomorrow. So, yeah, hope to see you there in my next video, or maybe some of my other ones. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.